Now here's an interesting question. Why, with George Washington off fighting in the war, didn't the British destroy Mount Vernon? After all, he was America's first fearless leader. Well, the short answer is they thought about it. But the caretaker of the place, a man named Lund Washington, a distant cousin of George's, cut a deal. In exchange for not burning the place to the ground, he ponied up some hogs, some sheep, and, quote, an abundance of other supplies. In addition, 17 slaves left Mount Vernon to join the British cause. So, the house survived. When he heard of the incident, George Washington was quite happy that his home had been spared. In fact, he even sent a letter to cousin Lund, promising him a big sloppy kiss when he got back. I'm kidding. Yeah, no, he was furious. In fact, he even wrote this in a letter.
It would have been a less painful circumstance to me to have heard that in consequence of your non-compliance with their request, they had burnt my houses and laid the plantation in ruins. You ought to have considered yourself as my representative and should have reflected on the bad example of communicating with the enemy. Later, Washington transformed the modest wood exterior of the mansion through a process known as rustification. He replaced the original plain wooden siding with bevel-edged pine blocks that had been coated with a mixture of paint and sand to give a faux stone finish. Then Washington added one of Mount Vernon's most recognizable features, a stunning two-story porch, or piazza, overlooking the Potomac. Here, family and guests would gather in warm weather to enjoy the breeze off the river. On top of the house, we see another of Washington's additions, a cupola, serving both a decorative and practical purpose. The cupola brought light into the house and, with its windows open, helped cool the house on hot Virginia summer days. After the Revolutionary War, Washington added to the mansion its final crowning touch, a dove of peace weather vane atop the cupola.